On Global TV News Prime, medical services in Abuja resumes as resident doctors suspend indefinite strike. In business, executive arm assures National Assembly that government borrowings will be transparent. And on the foreign scene, polling stations close in Guinea after referendum on new constitution. And in sports, Global Television partners with Belgish Royal Promotion ahead of Nigerian University Games 2025. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. Now, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. After days of disruption, medical services in Abuja are back on track as resident doctors suspend their indefinite strike. At the Wuse District Hospital, our correspondent Zara Nasser observed that normal activities have resumed with doctors attending to patients without interruption. Deputy Speaker,
doctors who are medical professionals in specialist training and a critical backbone of public hospitals had been on strike over unresolved issues. During the visit, Global TV observed that wards and consultation rooms were active once again, with patients being attended to as routine services returned. The atmosphere at the hospital reflected a return to normalcy after days of disruption. On the streets, residents welcomed the suspension of the strike. They appealed to both the government and the doctors to resolve their differences once and for all, stressing that repeated disputes could cripple the healthcare system in the Federal Capital Territory.
I will call the doctors and the government to consider the need of the citizens of Nigeria so that to negotiate with the government so that every case will face a justice.
If we're looking at the health, which involves life of human being, you're supposed to have a standby policy that will make health workers not to go on strike. Given the poor system of the economy, people are suffering, people are not feeling well.
But we just hope that since they've called off the strike now, we just hope that this will be probably the end of it. We won't be like seeing any further strike from.
With doctors back on duty, hospitals in Abuja have regained stability, but many agree that only a lasting solution between both sides will prevent further breakdowns in healthcare delivery. Zahra Nasser, referred to Global TV News.
Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, says Nigeria must embrace state police to tackle insecurity more effectively. He also called for the support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reform and pushed for greater women's representation in Parliament. Over now to Anete Patrick reports.
Speaking to journalists in Abuja after returning from the WTO Inter-Parliamentary Union Conference in Geneva, Kalu described the current centralized police system as inadequate. On the global stage, the Deputy Speaker highlighted Nigeria's role in digital trade discussions and insisted that Africa's priorities must not be left out of next year's WTO Ministerial Conference in Cameroon.
The argument was that there should be a legislative tool, tracking tool, that will enable most of the countries within Africa, in fact the world, to look at how far they have gone with implementing those legislations with regards to this digital trading. Track their successes.
Kalu also praised Nigerians for standing with the president through the removal of fuel subsidy and other difficult reforms. He further urged lawmakers to support the reserved seats bill for women, stressing that democracy and economic progress cannot thrive without women in decision-making.
On the exclusive list and what is on the concurrent list, certain subject matters will not be handled by state police, while exclusive matters will be handled by federal police. So if we break it down, set up the structure the way Nigerians want it, and there are things that come naturally to women. Things like the child rights, the women rights, the girl child rights, the welfare, humanitarian issues, certain things ordinarily come, disabilities and all of that. So
Kalu also reaffirmed his backing for diaspora voting, but cautioned that Nigeria must first strengthen its electoral system. He maintained that the National Assembly will continue to deploy what he calls legislative diplomacy to address local challenges while ensuring Nigerians' voice is heard globally. Annie Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
The Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, has flagged off the construction of access roads LSL02 and ILS03 to Mepere Silver Street in Mabushi District, linking to the Northern Parkway in Abuja. The project is part of the administration's continued effort to implement its mandate for infrastructural development across the Federal Capital Territory. Kabir Hassan tells us more.
In line with the administration commitment to restoring the Abuja Master Plan, the project will decongest traffic within Mabushi, link the Northern Parkway and create easier access to major part of the city center. FCT administration officials says the road network will not only improve mobility but also enhance infrastructure development and attract investment opportunities to the area. The Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, says the flag-up will enhance infrastructure and ease connectivity within the city.
To implement what Mr. President, his vision and his mission, and what the renewed hope agenda has for the people of Nigeria, and in particular the Federal Capital Territory.
He also expressed appreciation to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his continuous support and commitment to infrastructure development in the Federal Capital Territory, assuring that the project will be completed in a period of 18 months, which will carry other infrastructures.
To continue to thank Mr. President for the love, for his commitment to make our city capital to reward to be called a city capital. That before the tenure of Mr. President expires, Abuja will be a different thing. In terms of infrastructure, Abuja will compete with other known cities of the world.
With the flag off of the Mabushi Access Road, the FCT administration hopes to further ease traffic flow and improve development within the nation's capital. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
The Department of the Federal Capital Territory Administration Development Control, in its effort to tackle insecurity across Abuja, has clamped down hideouts of kidnappers terrorizing Kobe community in Asokoro Extension. Kabir Hassan completes the report.
The hideout of the suspected kidnappers who have been terrorizing residents of Kobe and Makaranta communities in Asokoro Extension area of Abuja Municipal Area Council has been demolished by the security operatives from the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA. The operation carried out is part of a broader effort by the FCT administration to rid the city of criminal elements and reclaim public spaces. Speaking at the site, the Director of Development Control at the FCDA, Mukhtar Galadima, revealed that the hideout has become a base of criminals, revealing that a security operative was recently killed in the area by suspected kidnappers.
Our purpose is to clear this forest, which has become an ungoverned space. We recall about a week ago there was a report of kidnap, and the kidnappers were traced to this place. In an effort to recover or to retrieve the people that were kidnapped, one of the vigilante officers lost his life. So that's why this morning we want to make sure that all trees are brought down.
Galadima also noted that the operation will not only limit itself, but will go around all FCT suspected hideouts to clamp them down.
We are not limiting the exercise to the city center. We are going around and beyond the city center.
With the operation now ongoing, residents of Kobe and neighboring Makaranta communities expressed relief at the development, but urged the government to take further steps to ensure long-term safety in the area by establishing a permanent security outpost to tackle the menace of kidnapping and other criminal activities. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
Former National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has assured Nigerians of the commitment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to end security threats bedeviling parts of the country. To complement this effort, special prayers have been offered by the Ganduje Foundation in Kano. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin sent in this report.
Alongside senior religious scholars, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje says the prayer session is also for the peaceful coexistence and religious tolerance among Nigerians.
We all pray, all political parties are requested to pray for peace and stability of this country, because the peace, we are all beneficiaries for peace and stability in this country.
The occasion also featured the administration of the Shahada to 280 new converts under the Ganduje Foundation.
To Allah zai biya wannan bukata. Idan Allah ba zai biya wannan bukatar ba zai baka iko ka daga hannu ba. Amma san da duk ka daga hannu tabbatar Allah zai biya maka bukatar ka.
The former chairman of the APC assured them of the foundation's support under its economic and social empowerment program.
It's not by force at all. It is through dialogue. It's only when they agree. If they don't agree, they have their own right and remain in the condition which they decide to find themselves.
Each of them also received Islamic books to guide them on the theories and practice of Islam.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has released the final list of candidates of the 2026 Federal Capital Territory Area Council election. INEC said 17 political parties submitted the particulars of their candidates by the deadline of August 11, 2025. The publication follows the conclusion of the period for withdrawal and substitution. In a statement signed by the National Commission and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekun, the Commissioner explained that the final list contains the names of candidates along with their parties, age, gender, and academic qualifications. It has been uploaded to INEC's website and social media platform. INEC stressed that no withdrawal or replacement of candidates will be allowed except in the event of the death of the candidate or running made before election day in line with the Electoral Act. The planned commencement of trial in the cybercrime charges brought against suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Odoangan before the Federal High Court in Abuja have been stalled, following an objection raised by her counsel, Ehioge West Idahosa, senior advocate of Nigeria. Akpoti-Odoangan is facing a 6-count charge brought under the Cybercrimes Prohibition Prevention Amendment Act 2024 against her by the federal government. Akpoti, who was arraigned on June 30th and granted bail on self-recognition, is alleged to have transmitted false and injurious information via electronic means with intention of inciting, endangering lives, and breaching public order. Former National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, has congratulated the immediate past Vice Chancellor of Bayero University, Kano, Professor Adamu Abbas, having successfully served the university for 5 years. During a grand academic salute in honor of Abbas, academicians acknowledged the transformative leadership of the former VC within the last 5 years. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin was there and now reports.
Organized by the former First Lady of Kano State, Professor Hafsat Ganduje, the event is a celebration of academic excellence, transformative leadership and legacies of the immediate past Vice Chancellor of the Bayero University, Kano. According to the former chairman, Professor Sagir's visionary leadership and transformative achievement have brought growth and development to Bayero University. The aim of the program was also to further recognize the contributions of some notable Nigerians, including the Minister of State for Education, the incoming and the outgoing Vice Chancellors of the university for their contributions to the development of education sector in Nigeria.
Bayero University, and this award at the same time is laying a solid foundation for your administration. You inherited a successful leadership, and from what we know, from what we see, from what we anticipate, is another successful university leadership.
For the convener of the Grand Salute, Professor Hafsat Ganduje, the success of Professor Abbas is a collective victory for Bayero University and Nigeria's education sector in general.
You can see how everything is coupling together. So I have been directed and I have been requested on behalf of the Bayero University.
While commending the convener, the outgoing VC, Professor Adamu Abbas, acknowledged the immense contribution of Abdullahi Ganduje and Professor Hafsat for the development of the university over the years.
I extend my thanks to the provosts, the first provost of College of Education and Allied Studies, deans and heads of department, colleagues and students of the college and allied courses, and your commitment, sacrifices and loyalty gave meaning to our collective efforts. Today's event is not about me alone. It is about all of us who labored to move Bayero University forward despite lean resources, numerous expectations and unprecedented global challenges.
Highlight of the event include presentation of awards to some promoted professors of the Bayero University, Kano, as well as recognition of the incoming Vice Chancellor, Professor Haruna Musa. From Kano, Idris Jubrin, reporting for Global Television News.
Despite protests in some quarters, the 63 elected councillors in Edo's state by-election conducted by the State Independent Electoral Commission last Saturday have received their certificates of return as fears of impeachment, resignation and suspension of the current acting chairman looms over some councils. However, the Commission, in a press statement, noted that the order was granted without affording it to be heard and that it has taken steps through its legal representatives to file a motion and notice seeking to discharge the order and ensure accelerated hearing of the substantive suit. You are watching the live broadcast of News Prime. When News Prime returns, global market mixed after United States Federal Reserve's rate cut. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Prime on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. On Business Now, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says President Bola Tinubu has assured the National Assembly that all government borrowings under his watch will be sustainable, transparent, and targeted at development. He was speaking at the opening of the 8th Annual African Network of Parliamentary Budget Officers Conference in Abuja. The Speaker stressed that the House firmly backs the President's approach to loan-based development and economic reforms after earlier comments on Nigerians' rising debt profile were misrepresented. National Assembly correspondent Anete Patrick tells us more.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says the House stands firmly behind President Bola Tinubu's borrowing strategy, insisting it is key to financing critical infrastructure and stimulating economic growth. He argued that when prudently managed, Public debt remains a vital tool for growth, financing critical infrastructure, and protecting vulnerable populations. He also disclosed that the House is pushing reforms to strengthen fiscal oversight, curb leakages, and boost accountability in the use of public resources.
Procurement processes, which make up a significant part of government spending, Nigeria loses an estimated $18 billion each year to financial crimes.
The speaker also warned that Nigeria loses about $18 billion annually to financial crimes, stressing the need for stronger parliamentary oversight to safeguard public resources.
Corruption alone is estimated to drain about $148 billion from Africa annually. And other illicit financial flows such as trade malpractices, smuggling, among others.
Also speaking, chairperson of the African Network of Parliamentary Budget Offices, Professor Dumisani Jantjis, warned that Africa's economies remain highly vulnerable to external shocks, including volatile capital flows, global trade disruptions, and climate change impacts.
This context makes fiscal oversight role of NABRO more crucial than ever. The challenge now is to consolidate these gains and translate macroeconomic stability into inclusive growth and tangible development within Nigeria.
At the conference, Abbas was named patron of the Parliamentary Budget Offices Network as he rallied African lawmakers to embrace evidence-based budgeting and adopt stronger oversight measures in line with the continent's 2063 development agenda. Annie T. Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
Nigeria's real gross domestic product grew by 4.23% year-on-year in the second quarter of 2025. The National Bureau of Statistics revealed in its second quarter 2025 report. Now, according to the report released on Monday on its website, the figure shows a significant improvement compared to 3.48% recorded in the second quarter of 2024 and the 3.13% recorded in the first quarter 2025. These figures signal a strengthening economy driven by recent rebracing, rebranding in oil production and resilient non-oil sector. Stock markets fluctuated on Monday as investors took a step back after last week's rally fueled by the Federal Reserve's interest rate cut. Tokyo led the winners after Japan's central bank said it would sell off its huge stock of exchange-traded funds gradually. It sparked a sell-off on Friday by announcing plans to offload the holdings as part of stiffed away by its loose monetary policy. On the foreign news now, at the memorial service in Arizona for Charlie Clark, President Donald Trump was condemned his killings as more than just a violent act against one man, stating that it was an assault on the country itself. Over now to Uyi Agbomofoigbe's report. Polling stations have closed in Guinea after a referendum on a new constitution that could pave the way for elections but also allow the country's junta leader, General Mamounde Doumbouya, to run for president. Mukhtar Kasim tells us more.
Voting was held under tight security, with 45,000 officers deployed and heavy military presence visible across the capital, Conakry, and beyond. Some 6.7 million Guineans were eligible to cast their vote, though turnout varied across the country. The year's campaign dominated the street with rallies, posters, and music, while the No campaign was limited mostly to social media and exiled voices abroad. Opposition parties had called for a boycott, accusing the military government of suppressing dissent through arrests, bans, and media crackdown. Still, many citizens turned out hoping for an end to the military transition that began in 2021 when Doumbouya seized power from elected President Alpha Condé. Critics argued that the draft constitutions opened the door for Doumbouya's candidacy, while supporters say it will restore the constitutional order after 4 years of junta rule. Provisional results of the referendum are expected Tuesday evening. For many Guineans, the outcome will decide not only the country's political future, but also whether military rule finally gives way to civilian leadership. Mukhtar Qasim, reporting for Global Television News.
In sports now, ahead of the 27th edition of the Nigerian University Games Association NUGA 2025, Belgish World Promotion and Holding Limited went into partnership with Global Television in order to have the hosting right for games. Over now to Samuel Odi's report for Global TV.
With over 250 universities confirmed to participate from the 6th to the 16th of November 2025, University of Jos will become the heartbeat of university sport as athletes compete in more than 18 sporting disciplines ranging from football, swimming, tennis, and combat sports. In the landmark move, NUGA 2025 has entered into a strategic partnership with Global TV Abuja. The acting managing director, Aisha Lari Musa, promised a nationwide reach and international exposure for both the athletes and the host states.
And I want to assure you that Global Television will do its best. We are new, but we are strong. We are vibrant. And you can always count on us for our publicity and coverage and our reach.
Speaking at the partnership meeting, the consultants to NUGA 2025 reaffirmed the commitment of the local organizing committee, stating that the game will not only be about medals and trophies, but about rewriting the history of Plateau State through sports, tourism, and youth engagement.
Jos has been known in the fund burner of recently as a crisis zone, but we want to change the narratives. We try to involve the host states to actively participate. The University of Jos is not only hosting, but we want the host states to participate.
With sports, culture, and innovation set to converge in Jos this November, NUGA 2025 is more than just a tournament. It is a redefining moment for Nigerian universities, Plateau State, and the future of youth development through sports. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
And that's it on News Prime. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.